Hello, students. Professor McDermott here, welcoming you into Module 6. But first, let's talk about your discussions in Module 5 about the documents by Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois. Very, very important debate in American history. What response should black citizens have taken to the Jim Crow laws? And we had some really good discussions going. Group 3, you had a difference of opinion. Two of you favored Du Bois, two of you favored Washington. Your initial posts were great, but I wish you had gone a little deeper and explored those differences between yourselves. It would have been interesting to see you challenge each other a little bit more. Group 2, you had a different opinion. Actually, everybody agreed with Booker T. Washington at first, and then I jumped in and just for the sake of discussion, I made a post challenging Washington. And then some folks switched sides, but Ingrid, I was glad to see that you actually stuck to your guns with Washington because you guys don't have to agree with me on everything. So when I come in on the focus thread, really a lot of times I'm playing devil's advocate and trying to stir up discussion and not to take sides. So you'll see me doing that from time to time. Finally, I just want to say Group 1 had the best discussion of any group all summer so far. I mean, with let's see, Ashlyn, Stacy, and Jennifer especially made very lengthy, detailed posts to start with, and that provided a lot of material for the discussion. And then they proceeded to very respectfully but directly disagree with each other and to really explore their disagreements. And I think that people's minds were changed on both sides of this debate. It was exactly the kind of debate that I've been looking for, and so really want to congratulate you, Group 1. It's interesting, I think we find a lot to agree with in both Du Bois and Washington's approach. Of course, we all agree with Du Bois when he says that all American citizens deserved equality and justice before the law. And Washington's approach seems a little bit more old-fashioned and perhaps inadequate to defend that equality. But as historians, of course, we always want to think ourselves into the mindset of the time and ask ourselves what would have been the result if African Americans really had tried to resist massively in the 1890s without any support from the federal government, state governments, the courts, anybody. Probably would have been a bloodbath. So you can see why many African Americans were reluctant to take the Du Bois approach in the 1890s. Besides which, as Stacy put very well, I thought, change doesn't happen overnight. Really, 19th century American culture throughout America was built on racist assumptions, and it was an organizing principle for white Americans, for their worldview. And people don't give that up easily. It takes a long time to really make a massive cultural shift like that. And of course, we're still working on that change in worldview. So, all right. Well, thanks for getting into these discussions, and let's bring that into Module 6 when we will be dealing with the Woodrow Wilson administration, the First World War, and the 1920s. Now, I have several notes for you, so please listen carefully. First of all, the lectures from here on out are going to be lengthier, so be sure to leave yourself enough time to listen to these longer lectures. You might want to break them up into two parts and do the second half after you take a break and come back. Also, I wanted to say that D2L really works a lot better on Google Chrome or Safari rather than Internet Explorer. And some students in my other section had a problem of posts that they were making and then just disappearing, so they were getting zeros. And it turned out that they were using Internet Explorer, and as soon as they switched to Chrome, the problem was resolved. So I really want to encourage you to use Google Chrome or Safari when using D2L. The full draft of your essay is due July 3rd. So please take a look again at the instructions for the 3 written assignments that are posted in Module 2. Also, from here on out, I'll have a folder of supplementary videos to the lectures. These are little video clips. Since we're in modern times now, I can show you a lot of little videos to sort of supplement the lectures on the 20th century. So in the lectures, I'll tell you when to look for those. Also, one of our discussion topics this week is not a document. It's a very, very important film that was released in 1915 called The Birth of a Nation. I've posted a link to this. I want you to start watching about 1 hour and 27 minutes into the film and then watch for 1 hour. There'll be 3 questions on the movie. Now, I want to say this is a very racist movie. It's extremely offensive. And I'm not assigning it, obviously, because I agree with its approach, but because it really gives us an important insight into the mindset of white Americans, again, who are resisting change and clinging to their old beliefs on race. And there'll be more information about this in the lectures to give you some context on the birth of a nation. Now, of course, at the end of Module 7, you'll have your second exam, so I just want to point out that the study guide for that exam is posted in this module, Module 6. Well, I think that's all the announcements I have right now, so I'm looking forward to those early in the week posts for the discussions in Module 6, and look forward to working with you. If you have any questions, please get in touch. Thanks.